was to demonstrate three things. The first one is around viability. The second one is scalability. The third one is about quality. So on the first point, viability, this is the first open pit and underground study that has been put out on the Copper Creek asset. We knew that the high grade open pit was really an unlocking mechanism. The high grade nature of the open pit allows us to have a rapid payback on the capital and therefore fully fund the underground development. On the scalability, we knew that we see a significant resource expansion, and with that we wanted a PEA and a mine strategy that can be scaled as we start to grow the resource base. And on the quality, this is obviously really important to us. We wanted to ensure that all of the assumptions that went into the technical work, they were underpinned by empirical data, and also with a cost basis that can stand up to today's inflationary environment. We're very pleased with the outcome of the PEA. As a base case, it demonstrates that the low strip ratio and high grade open pit enables rapid payback on the initial capital and can fully fund the underground expansion. That was always part of our strategy to de-risk the project and make it a developable asset in Arizona. The economics of the PEA demonstrated over a $700 million NPV with a very low initial capital, so below $800 million, over the life of mine, generating 3.4 billion pounds of payable copper equivalent. That is done through a 10-year open pit, followed by over a 20-year life of mine in the underground, so cumulatively over a 30-year mine life. The PEA is really the start of our journey. For us, it's the foundation on which we can continue to add value. And over the next 18 months or 2 years, and through both the drill bit and through technical assessments, we have a strategy of adding value to this asset. The first one being including the phase 2 drilling, which was recently completed, into the resource, and what we expect from that is increasing the high grade portions of the open pit and expanding the inventory of the open pit. Secondly is what we're calling the gold program. We know that there is gold occurrence through the resource and predominantly in the open pit domains, specifically in certain breccias. So the gold program that we're running now is set to quantify the amount of gold in the deposit and hopefully start to communicate that as part of our story moving forward. Thirdly, the phase 3 drilling, which is proposed for Q4 this year, is going to embark on a 20,000 metre program. Again, is looking within the resource, but also looking at new discoveries outside of the current resource. And last but definitely not least is speaking to the scalability element of our story. We know that the underground can produce well above 40,000 kilotons per day. That is the outcome of our geotech assessment. And we know that through adding additional resource to the open pit, we can target a higher throughput for the open pit and marry that with a life of mine at a higher throughput than is proposed in the PEA. So the accumulation of those value additions, we're hoping to be able to communicate to our shareholders in the coming months and years. Feedback we've received on the PEA so far, and this is after a fairly extensive marketing through Europe, North America, and engaging with our analyst, has really been around the theme of quality. That's a story that really came through as we published our PEA. And there was really two elements to the quality that were recognised. The first one being around the robust nature of the costing that we used. We've gone ahead and we've recognised that we're in a high inflationary environment. So with that, we've brought in what we call an EPC or EPCM style of cost modelling, one that can stand up to the inflationary environment that we're in. And secondly, it's around the mine design. So the quality of the mine design, what is typically done in a spreadsheet for a PEA, we've taken through to a dynamic mine planning package. So every bench of the open pit has been designed and scheduled. Every metre of the underground has been designed and carried forward for a full dynamic mine plan. Those have been integrated and have essentially formed a tool that we can use as we start to develop the asset and advance the technical studies. For me, the PEA was an incredible milestone for the company and for me personally. What it did was it demonstrated that the open pit and underground combined story for Copper Creek as a base case is viable, it is attractive, and it sets an excellent base case for us moving forward. Over the next 18 to 24 months, we look forward to bringing you, drill results, engineering optimizations, and essentially an enhanced value proposition